activity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
And so, Bernice, we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of losing him. What does the center have planned?
Well, first of all, let me just refer everybody to MLK50forward.org for most of it. There are a couple of things I wanted to mention in particular when you're talking about some things for people to do. We asked people for the King holiday that was January 15th this year, which is actual birthday this year as well, to participate in 50 acts of kindness and service. And in particular, as it relates to the 50 acts, they can do other kinds, but in particular, to do something kind to a person of another race, ethnicity. That's something for you all to think about here on purpose. So we would love for you to participate in that. We ask people to, upload some of the things they may be doing by way of service and acts, and we are extending it to actually August 28th, which is the 55th anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech and the March on Washington. The second thing is, two more things. The second thing is at 6:01 p.m. Central, which is your time zone, me and the head of the National Civil Rights Movement have been asking organizations, entities that have bells to ring bells 39 times at 6:01 p.m. if you want to get your own individual bell as well, 39 times to just kind of pause to remember that moment. So that's on April 4th, and then our family will be in Atlanta after the final 39th bell ring and laying a wreath at my parents' crypt because they're side by side. On the 5th through the 7th, we're having Beloved Community Talks, and you can find out more about that, dealing with racism, poverty, and militarism. And then on April 9th, for those of you who want to travel and are used to being a part of some of these marches, we're having a March for Humanity. And even before everything occurred at Parkland and the kids, started planning their March for Life, we had this plan for April 9th because we felt that we're in such a climate now that we need to bring people's attention back to our humanity, that we're part of a global humanity. We're part of a human family. And so March 9th will be dedicated to that, and we will leave Ebenezer Church going to Morehouse College. It was the same exact route 50 years ago that they traveled with my father's casket in a wagon to a memorial service at Morehouse. They left Ebenezer where the funeral was and went to Morehouse where the memorial service. Well, we're doing a March for Humanity. And when we get to Morehouse, we're doing a Love for Humanity tribute where people from around the world and also just our nation voices will echo why this is important for us to begin to recommit ourselves to our humanity, that we really learn to love who we are as human beings made in the image and after the likeness of God. So that's April 9th. That march starts around noon, and everything hopefully will be over by 4:35.
All right.
But MLK 50forward.org.
Well, I want to thank both of you so much for talking with us today. Thank you for being part of this event.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Susan. Step forward. forward. Step forward.
So
You wanna say
there's a
something?
Hebrew word, and yes, I might be the only guy dumb enough to speak after Dr. King spoke. There's a Hebrew word, beshert, things that are meant to be. This is the Sunday that was Bloody Sunday. We're coming up on turning our houses over for Passover, the story of Exodus. Easter is just around the corner, and they say that history is made by those who show up. And today you showed up to hear the amazing voices of the daughters of Dr. King and Rabbi Heschel. Today started talking about them, but what we learned was that today is about them. Today, they told us, is about the children and the youth who are in this room who are going to guide us through tomorrow. It is abundantly clear in the hundreds of people who showed up today here at the Pabst that we are on to something. You wonder why I say my name is Mark and I feel blessed. It's because this is an absolute blessing. But you know what? Showing up is not enough. We can sit here and listen, and by the way, I could listen to you all night long. I think each of us wonder, what was it like to study with Rabbi Heschel or to have your family over for dinner? I mean, it's so nerve-wracking to have my family over for dinner. But we will have learned nothing if we walk out these doors and simply tell people about how entertaining today was. Tomorrow, March 5th, we need to do something. Do something, and it might start small. It may be in your home. It may be in your community. It might start on your block. It might then move to a community center. It may end up walking across the street to our city hall and to legislation and houses of all color. We are going to have to put our own feet in front of each other so that we can be praying with our feet. Maybe at Passover you put an orange on the Seder plate. I am confident that each and every one of us can do it. I'm ready to do the work. I know that my friend Dr. Hall is doing the work every day and ready to keep it doing it. So pick up the phone and call us. At the Urban League, at the JCC, stop by. We'll give you a hug. We'll give you a real hug. But let's not wait 50 more years for us to come back together. Let's not wait 100 years or 50 years or 50 weeks or 50 days to do what we need to do. You know, blessing is when people come together to have shared values. And when we do that, we give the space to let God in. Today, God came in this room, and so the only way we can properly wrap up today is together we say, Amen. It's coming right now.
She's going.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this afternoon for Praying with Their Feet. Dr. King and Professor Heschel will be in the lobby signing books in a few moments. Thank you for joining us, and have a great afternoon.